Haribol, namaste, good evening. Oh, it was a long day. A good day, but boy, I'm tired. But I didn't want to go to bed before playing a little chant for you guys and a little meditation. I've been having this long discussion with my friend Carolina in Mexico City. Hi, Carolina, namaste. Yeah, well, we'll do a little meditation first, and I just wanted to go over a few of the points that she had because she's bringing up a lot of really good, interesting points, and all precipitated by the loss of one of her friends in Nepal, being a part of a big disaster, and then also related to her cat leaving, and just kind of compounding, which happens a lot in the material world. We get all these hits, and we're kind of, in the modern world, we're taught to, like, look on the bright side or have a positive attitude, but really this is still kind of in the duality of the material world, of good and bad, and hot and cold, and up and down, and we really need to transcend that. It's not that in order to become happy, we really happy in an underlying sense, not the little ups and downs of this world. But I wanted to say a little prayer tonight for, there's so many people in the world right now who are so distraught and tired, and who are losing hope and feeling the weight of the world, and with all the changes, technological changes, and it's so incredibly, incredibly wonderful to have a real deep underlying certainty, something we can count on, something that I can count on. And I've been leaning and counting on Gauranga and other mantras, beautiful mantras, the Maha Mantra, Gopala, Govinda, Rama, Madana, Mohana, and Chaitanya, Nityananda, Gaur Hari. So many beautiful mantras. So let's just start with a little Gauranga. Srimati Dasi might be helping me out here behind the camera. So.
Nitai Gora Haribo, Haribo, Nitai Gora, Nitai Gora Haribo, Gora Anga. Everybody now.
Namaste. So, interesting. Carolina's friend was involved in an earthquake in Nepal and got covered with mud and had to leave his body along with many other people. And really, it's really important to be sober and to realize that there are really four main things that cause us misery in the material world. One is our body. It's always full of miseries, pains, indigestion, gas, you name it. Arthritis, getting your foot run over, whatever. And the mind causes a great deal of trouble too. Often, even if we have a healthy body, there are many people that they smash their body and try to leave their body prematurely, aka suicide, and it's because their mind is giving them so much trouble. And of course, other living entities. A mosquito with malaria can cause us a great deal of trouble, but just even our neighbor with the leaf blower, probably the most annoying machine invention in the universe. Just the high-pitched leaf blower for hours. So other living entities can cause us a great deal of misery. And then what's known as the natural disasters, which are really controlled by the demigods, by the servants of the Lord who administrate these types of things, like the wind and the fire and the air and the light and the heat and so things like earthquakes and typhoons and hurricanes and drought and floods. And I mean, we were just in Europe last year, and everywhere we were leaving or everywhere we were going to had some sort of calamity, whether it was forest fires and then floods and sinkholes. And so it's important, and we'll leave it here for tonight, but why is there so much suffering? Why is there so much suffering, and what's the material world for? What's the purpose of this place, this planet, this world that we're living in? And why all these miseries? And that's something that we can meditate on. There are answers. Vedas give us the perfect answers, as do our perfect knowledge coming down in disciplic succession, unchanged, unbroken for 5,000 plus years. And we're so fortunate that we can have these, that we're in a form of life, the human form of life, where we can ask these questions, where we can have consciousness of our consciousness and of our embodied state. We can begin to disassociate a little bit from our bodily identification and begin to question, am I my body? Am I my mind? Who am I really? Did I begin as an embryo, as a little baby in the womb? Do I end when I finally leave this body and my corpse is left behind? Where do I go? And what comes next? How can I, help this process in a positive way? Beyond positivity, actually, just in reality, how can I stop this cycle of birth, old age, disease, death? How do I stop this cycle? And the acharyas, the spiritual masters, the great Goswamis and Munis, Rishis, they have the same answer for us, and it's corroborated in scripture. And we also have to do the work. Proof of work, as they say in the Bitcoin community. We have to do the work. We have to be sincere, and we have to find the right sources, hear from the right authorities. And then we have to be in this mood of submissive oral reception. That's when we're really ready to hear the truth, not in an argumentative fashion. We don't want blind faith, but we also don't want blind skepticism. And both are enemies of coming to real transcendental self and God realization. So this serious subject matter, and I know how important this is, because these are all questions that we all have. And the answers are here for us. And that's what these prayers are for every day, is to just bring these things up. And then we can hear and repeat these beautiful, beautiful names of God, transcendental sound vibrations, sacred yoga sounds. And this puts us into a peaceful state and cleanses the heart so that we can really begin to hear and feel the truth. The intelligence, the wisdom is within us. And our best friend is with us all the time as Paramatma, as the Lord in the heart. So I highly encourage you just to go within and pray to that Supreme Person in your heart. He's in your heart, he's in my heart, he's in the heart of every living entity. Wherever there's life, there's a person. Wherever there's a person, that's the Spirit Soul, part and parcel of the Supreme Spirit Soul. And that Supreme Spirit Soul is with us as Paramatma, just right beside the Jiva Atma, the small particle of the Supreme Person. Jiva Atma, and the Supreme Person is there in his expanded form as Paramatma. It's so wonderful. We have our best friend with us all the time, and all we need to do is turn to him. And one way where we can begin to see and hear him and learn about him more is through this hearing and repeating of the mantras, and through submissive oral reception, and through really not sticking our head in the sand when we realize how our hearts are broken and how we're in such need for help. That's a very important first step, is recognizing that we're so infinitesimally small and we need help to get out of the situation that we're in. So I wish you a really good night. I hope that your meditation is good. I encourage you to repeat these beautiful mantras and shoot me a question. Just like Carolina had lots of questions. I love to interact. That's one of my great joys is just being able to do this. So thank you so much for tuning in. Wishing you a good night. May peace be with you and upon you. Namaste and Haribol, and thanks. Good night.